Do you know what's more powerful than the usual social media trendy vibes, the influencer shout out, like the video wearing your outfit? What's more powerful than that is a well-planned, successful collaboration. And a lot of African brands I imagine every year, but are sleeping on how collaborations can allow you to achieve what you achieve on a normal day if you're just doing it by yourself in a year. You achieve it in just a month. I'm sure most people have heard the saying, two heads are better than one. And it also applies to the fashion space. Collaboration is basically you sharing your resources, you sharing your audience, and you sharing credibility. For example, I did a collaboration with Absa, and Absa already has the credibility in that space. I already had the credibility in my space. And us collaborating together just made us unify what's made us stronger individually, and we're able to reach a wide range of audience based on what we do. And I know that most times as Nigerians, we usually want to always compete with people. We don't really want to always say this person is my competitor in the fashion space. But realistically speaking, if you're playing a positive sum game, everybody can win. Nobody has to lose. Your biggest competitor might actually be someone that if you collaborate with will form a great partner. There are three pillars that make a successful collaboration, and one of them is purpose-driven match. The best collaborations, they're not built based off on like let's just collaborate based off on vibes. They're built based off on alignment. Whoever you're collaborating with needs to align with your brand purpose, your brand vision, and your brand goal. And it's not just you just saying collaboration based off on you feel like doing it. Are your audiences aligned? For example, I don't know if you're familiar with ALD, a million dollar. They collaborated with Porsche, and Porsche is a luxurious type of vehicle. ALD is a luxurious type of fashion brand, and ALD is trying to tamper into the young class people that want to spend more money and still feel luxurious. And Porsche already has that established already, and also the ALD established that over the years. So the collaboration was very smooth. Some other examples are like Daily Paper and Lagos. Daily Paper had the Lagos collaboration whereby they collaborated with creatives in Lagos to drop culture forward pieces. And generally, Daily Paper is known for his message of trying to promote African heritage generally. So them collaborating with creatives in Lagos just promoted that more. Another popular collaboration that we must have heard of is Cortez and Nike. Cortez is one of the fastest growing brand worldwide, globally, because they were able to tap into the African culture and streetwear culture in the UK. And Nike saw a way to like, okay, tap into their audience and collaborated with Cortez. And finally, this one is home. We have Nola Black and Waffles and Cream. These are two brands that have like distinctive styles, but same driven vision in terms of like creativity, and they were able to collaborate and create something unique because of their purpose is different, although their approach to it based off on brand style, because Waffles and Cream is more of the streetwear, while Nola Black is a different style of fashion. Then we have Lamborghini and Go Crazy too. This one's, I'm sure most people have heard of that. Lamborghini and Go Crazy. The Porsche and ALD, I made an example earlier. All of these collaborations are not just based off on hype, they are well calculated. They have cultural meaning to it, they have alignment of values, they have alignment of audiences, and they have a shared exchange. So number two, this is another pillar of successful collaboration is mutual value exchange. Collaboration is not charity. Let me just explain that to you. Whoever you're collaborating with does not mean the person wants to you want to give from the person, the person wants to give from you. It's a symbiosis relationship. You're gaining from the person and as well they're also gaining from you. It's either you're gaining a wider global audience and are gaining your creativity. So it's an exchange. It has to be a mutual exchange for credibility, for creativity, and exchange for also community. And this is a very good example. If you're familiar with Oluwa Sloan, Sloan is an artist. He has designed some popular items. I think he designed one of Champions League's awards. He designed the Brit Awards, and he has designed some very popular pieces. So Sloan did a collaboration with Nike on Nike Air Max, and it was beautiful. So this is them trying to tap into creativity audience, and Sloan trying to get a wider audience for his art. So there has to be a mutual exchange. And another popular one that we must have heard of is Burna Boy and Nike. This is very, very common, especially with the big global brands in the world. They like into local spaces just to be able to target those audience. And for Burna Boy, it was them tapping into the Afrobeat culture and African heritage, and they created a jersey that sold out crazily. And finally, this is one part that even if brands get the first part and the second part right, that is the purpose-driven match and the mutual value exchange, the storytelling is usually not on point. So the last pillar is storytelling and hype strategy. And this is where most African brands fall off when they collaborate. When you're collaborating, you're not just supposed to be collaborating and you don't document, you don't push. Although if you have a very good storytelling of your brand prior to your collaboration, it's going to do you very good measures. Well, that's usually not the case. And let's take an example of how storytelling and hype strategy helps for collaboration. The Daily Paper had an African tour whereby they were going through different communities from Ghana, from Cameroon, different communities, and they were just trying to foster a very big community where people can come and connect more to their roots. And it was beautiful because they already built storytelling and they're having community events, they're hyping about what the brand is all about and doing it on a regular basis. There are also other ways to do hyping and storytelling that can help promote your collaboration. And another example of a brand that have done that is Need Project. Need Project is one of my popular references for brands that have taken advantage of collaborations to grow faster. And they did the one with Casio, but the more recent one that I'm aware of is the one they did with Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, the founder was explaining the reason why I chose Ronaldinho. We were explaining the roots of how Ronaldo connected to Brazil, the championship he has won, everything. They basically explained how Mint Project infused with Ronaldinho's personality. And it was very beautiful because the founder himself was explaining it in camera. There were many influencers that were wearing the outfits. Ronaldo himself was making collaboration shoots. And it was hype and noises everywhere. Everybody wanted to see what was going on. So this is a way to also build tension. They made people care because now it's Ronaldinho that is talking about. And people just want to just see something that is buzzing. And generally, if you're able to tap into this pillar, if you're able to use this to your advantage, storytelling and hype strategy, your collaborations will be successful. And I don't want to miss this out. This one is a very, very like popular event. Afukela and Free the Youth Ghana. I know most people have heard of Free the Youth. Free the Youth is like a reference for most people that are starting a fashion brand that have been existing for a while. And Afukela is like a musical event of culture and festival. And imagine them collaborating with a edgy type of fashion brand. They created a very nice capsule, I think in jersey, and they sold out. Everything was buzzing. Both brands and both bodies has that success. And I'm sure there is something that they won't be able to have done as individual brands. So collaboration is generally is a very, very important tool. Not just important, it's one of the most easiest to leverage on when you're growing, especially in today's market where fashion brands are emerging and it's kind of saturated. So the right collaboration, like I said in the beginning, can do what you do in a year, can do it for you in a month. So I would like to know, what brands do you think that you should collaborate with? Let me know. You can, okay, Homecoming and Ashlocks, that's very good. So let me know what brands you love to collaborate in the fashion space now. You can put that in the comments and let's just see.